Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Super Lesbian Animal RPG with your host, Fallenwolf. Oh! Last time we left off, the Melody and the gang had managed to make it to a new little town called Mumford, which is apparently in the middle of nowhere. We found out that Mumford is full of various monsters, alongside some robotic creatures, which seems nobody in the town really knows about. We also did manage to meet Allison's mother, who is a world-renowned adventurer, and kind of discover that Allison kind of feels a little like um, what's the proper word? Feels a little bit of, feels a lot of pressure to reach the level of her mother. So we're kind of getting a little idea why Allison's so headstrong, which is fantastic. I always love to get some little backstory on characters, like slowly build up on it, and leading, consequence leading to where we get a little bit more in depth of like why they act the way they do, or why they have certain personality traits the way they do. So I am curious to see what exactly is going to happen now. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more backstory in Allison. Melody is the same way. We kind of gotten some little bit of backstory on Melody, where we have kind of seen that she's definitely very unsure of herself. She doesn't have a lot of confidence in herself. She's obviously trans, and I'm hoping as the game progresses, as I continue to go through the game, we get a little bit more in-depth information about that and kind of discover a little bit more about them. I would also be really interested in getting to know a little bit more about Claire as well. But with all of that being said, currently we are trying to investigate a little bit more. We believe Javis, I think we believe Javis is here somewhere in this like weird distortion desert area. So we're going to head over now and see if we can find out a little bit more, see if the gang can find out a little bit more information about the characters. So, with all of that being said, however, before I leave the area, I do want to do a little bit of restocking because I'm pretty sure we're going to a dungeon. So, oh, I can't get home. Boy, y'all sure took your time with breakfast. You ready yet? Yep, we're all refreshed and ready to go. Now, you said you had some leads. Cool, so there's this big facility over in the northwest corner of the wasteland. Used to sneak in there to throw secret parties with my buddies. Have you seen the big cube? Is it near the big cube? It is, in fact, near the big cube. It's real easy to get there now that all the paths in and out of town are open again. It's just a hunch. But there's been a lot of suspicious activity around there lately. I'll go on ahead and scout out the area. You guys should definitely stock up on supplies first in case there's trouble. Meet me up there when you're ready. Ooh, should we ask Allison's mom for help, or we don't want to interject? Well, maybe we should ask her mom for help. I don't think Allison's gonna like that though, but also it wouldn't hurt to have some more backup, wouldn't it? I think we should ask Allison's mom for help, though. I feel like yeah. Hey, should we ask Allison's mom for help with this? She is a way more experienced fighter than us. Nuh-uh, no way. Like Claire said yesterday, we've dealt with Javis before. We know what to expect. I don't want to subject anyone else to that madness if we don't have to. Besides, my mom can keep an eye on Mumford while we're gone, just in case Javis has something planned. Well, I'm shocked to hear Allison agree with me on something. She has a point. Alright. Are we absolutely sure about this? Listen, my mom's got her own battles to fight, and I've got mine. Fine, I just wanted to make sure. Alright, the northwest corner of the desert. Got it. Let's go, team. Alrighty. Before that, like I said, we probably should make sure... I probably should make sure that I don't need any more supplies, which I think that we are okay. I'm pretty sure that I'm okay, though. Let's see. Okay. So I'm debating on possibly buying another spell book, but I think we are okay for right now. Area map, I'm not worried about getting. Mega potion, got ethers. Ethers we're fine on. Ether I'm fine on. I probably want to get at least one more picnic set, because those are really useful. Because the thing different with this is, okay, so I don't know if people remember, but in Final Fantasy, there was things called tents. And in that game, tents you could only use at a save point. This game has called picnic sets, which again completely heals, fully restores the party's MP and HP. There was a similar thing in Final Fantasy games called a tent, which only partly restored or mostly restored the party's HP and MP, but you can only use that at save points. So this game is making it a little bit easier because I don't have to worry about waiting till I get to that certain point to use them. But I'm definitely gonna we'll get a picnic set, and I think we're mostly okay. Armor, I think everything I'm going to leave the same. I do want to double check real quick though. One thing I will say I do wish this game did a little bit better is showed what the party already has equipped in the shop menu. It shows you like how much better the armor would be, but I kind of wish it would show you exactly what you have equipped so that I don't... Because the problem is, I feel like a lot of the times with this game is that I am buying armor that I already have and they're looking stupid. I'm like, oh, I just wasted money on something that I already have. And of course, this being an RPG, when you sell the item or armor, you don't get nearly as much as you did before. You can't, like, there's no, like, option to be like, oh no, I don't need this, actually, cancel this. But definitely, yeah, Claire, definitely, I would like to get her something else. We're gonna give her the fox leather vest just because the magic defense will only go up for 1, which is not much, but her defense will go up a lot. And Claire, at this point in the story, is the weakest, is the squishiest character we have. Like, you know, per wizard, like your normal wizard in Dungeons & Dragons or something else, where it's like, oh boy, this character, you know, has great magic stats, crappy physical attack, crappy physical defense, but, you know, decent magic defense and great magic attack stats. So... I'm also going to keep Claire with the Wave Master. The reason being is, right now, Claire has fire and ice spells. However, she does not have any sort of water spells, which in this game, as far as I'm aware, water and ice elements are considered 2 separate entities. Which is a little odd because I am used to most games usually having ice or water being kind of pushed into the same category. Most times in RPGs I've played, it's usually ice is also, like, water spells are also considered ice spells, or, yeah, or considered like ice elemental or whatever. So it is a little bit different, but I have played games that have had separate. Actually, speaking of RPGs, while we're heading to where we need to go, yeah, and as you can see, per the usual, I am skipping a lot of this stuff, a lot of this audio, a lot of backtracking I'm going to be skipping, unfortunately, so. Alright, oh, here we are. You on the list. Might be. The name's Neff. Your boss tried to recruit me the other day. Wait, what? Let's see here. Yep, there you are. Welcome, Miss Neff. Glad to see you joining us after all. And hey, am I allowed to bring guests? My friends here want to join your cause too. Wait, we don't... Just roll with it. You know, they kinda look like those animal folklore Javis told us to keep an eye out for. yeah, we get that all the time. Well, if they're with the mummy, I guess it's okay. You can go ahead inside. Oh my gosh. Jeeves. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, Neon Labyrinth. Oh, this looks a lot different. Oh boy, this is very psychedelic. Oh my gosh. Well, here we go. Dang, this place is different from how I remembered it. Music's pretty good though. I'll keep an eye on the entrance for the time being, but I'm gonna scout things out up ahead soon. You just go do your adventure stuff, okay? Can do? Alright, definitely gonna hit the save point first because reasons. And as you can see, Claire has got her butt kicked in the random battles that I did heading up here, so heal her. I'm going to hold off on using the picnic set though. I want to save that for like when I'm really in a dire state, like probably like right before a boss fight or something like that. Alright, so now I gotta figure out like where the hell am I going? So I can obviously see the doors that look like weird psychedelic key holograms, laser gates blocking them, so I'm assuming that I want to head there, but not quite yet. I want to wait before I go over there. It's locked, so you know. Oh, but what I was saying earlier while we're going through this, sand switch is currently disabled. Find the master control terminal to activate sand switches. What I wanted to talk about earlier is I was talking about elements. So, speaking of elements, there is an old JRPG I played as a child, and I'm kind of curious if anyone has ever heard of it. Legend of Dragoon. It was a RPG that was supposed to be, quote, ooh, hold on. That bot appears, which is normal. Chromatic Colossus. Oh my gosh. I can feel the diabetes just invading my brain. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many colors. I love colors. It definitely gives me the psychedelic vibe. It gives me that tie-dye, awesome shirt vibe. But it's a lot. It's really a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole bunch right here. But anyway, as I'm fighting through these guys. So anyway, Legend of Dragoon is a JRPG from 2000 that was published by Sony. It was exclusively for the Sony PlayStation 1. Fantastic game. It is an incredibly great JRPG that I am sad that to this day has not got a remake. Here's some interesting news though. So, the name of the main character is Dart, who is your main protagonist. Originally, PlayStation All-Stars, which was basically supposed to be Sony's answer to Super Smash Bros. The Super Smash Bros. Series from the Nintendo and, you know, the Nintendo consoles. So, obviously we know that game did not do the greatest in sales. There was a lot of issues, it was rushed, etc, etc. So, interestingly, one of the DLC characters for that game was supposed to be Dart from Legend of Dragoon. And part of me wonders if that was kind of when Sony possibly had the idea of maybe working on a remake, and they kind of wanted to like gauge like interest in the characters and a remake. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Dart did not get revealed. There has been like leaks or like not footage, but like data mining that revealed the character, and it's really unfortunate because for people who have never played it, Legend of Dragoon, like I said, is a JRPG, and I know for a lot of people that probably is already turning you off. However, the interesting thing with that series is that in order to keep you invested, every character learns move combinations called additions. Now, the way additions work is on the PlayStation controller, in order to continue doing the rest, like each move set of this combo, as you call it, additions as they call them, you have to press X at the right moment when a small circle gets into a big circle. If you mess up, the combo ends. Not only that, however, but there is also something where where during the combo, the addition, an enemy can try to counterattack you. Where in this case, instead of you pressing X button, you have to press the O button. If you manage to press the O button, you will continue the combo as normal. However, if you press O at the wrong time, the combo will end prematurely as usual. However, you will also that character will also take damage. And I think that was a really neat sort of system to try to change up Legend of Dragoon from the rest of the JRPGs at the time. And I don't know, I just think it's fascinating. Also, that game, what I was talking about elements, that game has a lot of elements. So in that game you have fire. I believe ice is separate. Crap, I'm already forgetting. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so you have fire, water, earth, winds, lightning, and I think light and dark. And then there's also non-elemental. So there's technically 8. Non-elemental is one of those things which is good against anything, not weak against anything kind of thing. Fire obviously is better against water. Fire beats water, water beats fire. It's a very interesting system. It's a really good system. Your basic elementals, but like I said, that game is really interesting. If I could find a way to emulate it, I definitely would love to play through the series at some point. It is a bit dated. I will 100% agree with people. It is a bit dated. However, I think there's a lot of potential in it, and I really hope one day that they do decide to remake it. I hope Sony decides to give it a chance and remake it. I know at the time after it came out, it sold pretty well. I mean, it was supposed to be, quote, Sony's Final Fantasy killer. Obviously, it did not kill the Final Fantasy series because, as you can see, Final Fantasy is on their 16th mainline game at this point, with a vast amount of side spin-off games. However, I remember it did well enough where the people were actually there's got to be one in here somewhere. Oh, so we need an ID badge. Sorry, I will talk about my tangent later. I love talking about these things though. I love talking about these kind of games though. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out where the hell I need to go. I kind of got a little bit lost, which was unfortunate. But So this is that Javis guy I've heard so much about. Or, well, a hologram of him. There's a message. Here, let me read it. Attention everyone, we hope you're becoming acclimated to your new surroundings. We will be holding a strategy meeting at noon. Attendance is mandatory. An ID badge is required for admittance. Refreshments may or may not be served. Dang, you do a good Javis impression. I find this so funny. Hurts my throat if I talk like that too much. That meeting sounds like the perfect opportunity to find out what Javis is up to. He said you need an ID badge to get in. There should be one somewhere in here, right? Javis' stronghold has been added. But yeah, I really have such a fondness for like old school like RPG games though. Like I said, I was a kid and I grew up a lot with RPGs. I've just always had a fondness for like going into like these fantasy. I always had a fondness for going. Oh gosh. Ooh, color wheel. Hold on. Hold on. I will get to that. We'll get to that later. All right, let's see. What does color wheel lead to? I have to say that Bobby is so fantastic for creating all these amazing. Bobby is fantastic for creating all these very like imaginative monster creatures to fight, and I think it's fantastic. I think like every time I look at this game, I think the characters are great, the world's great so far. I love the imaginative characters. I love the tongue-in-cheek humor. It's very funny. There's a lot of humor to it. I'm not sure what this is weak to, so I'm gonna go with Ice Blade. Color wheel swaps Jody's palette. Oh my gosh! You turned him into a freaking alien! Oh no, Jody is... Wait, so does that do anything, or does it just change their color? Does it, like, actually affect them in different ways? Because I'm really curious now. Like, is Jody considered, like... Well, I don't even think... I was gonna say wind, but I don't think wind is an element in this game. So I can't even say wind. I don't think wind's an element in this game. Oh, but that's so cool, though. That is so freaking neat. Oh, it's changing somebody else's. Oh my gosh! Okay, hold on. Tell me that Allison doesn't actually look better with this color palette. Actually, Allison looks really good with the pink color hues. Also, ooh, level up. Melody got level up. And that's it. Here's the chest. Oh, we found a key. Well, we got one key. But yeah, I really have always enjoyed RPGs and JRPGs because most times you're in this like fantastical world, and you know, for a kid like me, who comes from a rather poor family, a single parent who, you know, worked 2 jobs. Most times I spent with my grandmother, and honestly, you know, I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't get as I got a few things. But I didn't get as many things as like other kids did, obviously, because I was poor. I got made fun of for being poor, which, you know, it is what it is. Which, I mean, people get made fun of now for being poor, so, and I'm still, and to be honest, I'm still kind of poor. Like, me and my partner, me and Jaden, me and Akka are still doing, we're doing okay for ourselves, but that's mostly because we've had a lot of help from people. It's not, you know, which we're incredibly grateful for. Like, you know, we are incredibly grateful for to have that help. However, we are able to admit, like, hey, if it wasn't for people helping us, we wouldn't be where we are. But that being said, though, that being said, I was saying is, like, so back then, a lot of games I got as a kid, I had them for a long time. Like, I remember Final Fantasy VII, I played that for, like, over a year, just because that's all I had for my PlayStation. Then I got Spyro the Dragon, and what else did I get? I got Spyro the Dragon. I remember the first Siphon Filter game I had. I couldn't play 2 and 3 though, because they're rated M for mature. So my mother refused to get it for me, which, you know, she's being a good parent. You know, at the time, she was trying to be a good parent. But so I remember I kept playing 1 over and over again, and I was like, man, I wonder what 2 and 3 had. Which funnily, Siphon Filter, I played 2 and 3. I didn't play till I was like 20. I finally got a chance to play them. I was like, wow, these are great games. Yeah. There's so many childhood games I played as a kid that I would really love to play on this channel at some point. Spyro the Dragon, I need to get back. I've streamed that here before. So there's a few games I have streamed on this channel, or my Twitch channel, that I need to get back into. I definitely do. I would love to get into more like a more proper routine of streaming and making videos. Like, I'm sure the last stream that I did on actual YouTube was Paul's Feline Fatale, which was fantastic, by the way. If you haven't watched that, you should watch it. I will post, you know, you can watch it right here at the top right hand corner of the screen. There's a link to the Paul's Feline Fatale stream. Incredibly great furry visual novel being worked on by Nico Crispy as the character, or as the sprite artist, alongside a multitude of very talented, or very skilled people. I am learning not to use the word talented because it is a kind of a heavy-handed word, and I do understand that. Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Hold on. What is this? Help Melody and friends find the treasure. What the heck? Oh, we gotta save, definitely. Oh, there's like actually like, oh, what's that actual maze? Oh, there's treasure chests too. What is going on with reality, by the way? I think there might be a problem with reality here. I think something is going on here. Hot Fudge Sundae, huh? What does that do? Oh, Sundae restores at least 700 HP. It must have some very powerful magic to keep cold. Okay, sure. Why not? You know, my favorite thing, I would totally eat a Hot Fudge Sundae from a strange magical dungeon that seems to be tearing a hole in the very fabric of my reality. 500 gold. Okay, that's not too bad. I tell you, this game is something else. It's very funny. It is something else. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to fight this guy. Another skip. I cannot believe there's like I can't believe there's an actual maze here that like actually has you like breaking through the fabric of reality and all that stuff, which is incredibly fantastic. Oh, another picnic set. Hell yeah, I will definitely take that. In fact, I'm gonna still hold on to it. I get the feeling I'm probably going to fight all these enemies. Okay, this is a dead end. Yeah, so see, like, there's no way to avoid this enemy. And this is kind of why, like I said, I tend to skip a lot of the battle encounters. If it's a new enemy, I won't. If it's an enemy I've fought before, oh my gosh, you did a great job. Oh my god. If it's an enemy, though, that I've fought before, then I'm not going to, like, show the battles again. Because they can get pretty long. This is an RPG, so obviously there are meant to be a lot of random encounters, so yeah. Alright, so I think we've defeated all the enemies. I think the only thing left for me to do... Yep, finish line. Okay, here we go. You did it! You did it. Great job. Sand switches... Oh, sand switches activated. Remain on solid ground while adjusting sand altitude. When traveling in groups, ensure that all present are within 1 yard of sand. Nice! This should let us go deeper into the dungeon. Cool. Oh, and now I can go through this way. Okay, awesome. Nice and simple. Alright. So, unfortunately, I'm going to end the part here. I'm going to stop here. Per the usual, I do want to thank everyone once again for watching this video. If you like what I do, please remember to always like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. I know I am just a small, tiny, transgender female furry YouTube channel that makes random videos or random gameplay videos. But every little view helps. Every little like helps. Thumbs up. All of that helps me try to break through the algorithm and have my videos show to more people. So I do appreciate all of you. Like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. Next video I will be doing after this will be Tribal Hunter. So with that being said, this has been Fallenwolf. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.